Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Bob. The title of this video might surprise you a little bit. I'm talking about positive things for 2022 and maybe even 2023. There's a lot of negative going on out there. I mean, there's just so much negative, so much negativity. Everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, people are talking about all the bad stuff. And yeah, there's some bad stuff that's going on right now, but I want to try to give you a little bit of hope. I want to try to give you a little bit of encouragement here on this Real Talk channel. That's exactly why I called it this, because I want to engage in real conversations with you. And first, I will go ahead and acknowledge some stuff that has been going on. We're seeing record high inflation, out of control. People are worried about their finances and their jobs and things because of the runaway inflation and the gas prices that are just out of control. And it just seems like there's more violence going on and things like that. I'd urge you to do a couple of things. If you have the ability, if you're one of my American viewers and you have the ability to defend yourself and, for example, carry a gun to defend yourself, these days more than ever, you need to do that. You need to consider that and do whatever you have to do to be able to do something like that. Use situational awareness. Always keep your head on a swivel and be looking at what's going on. You know, let's stop our faces into the cell phone all the time. So many of us are paying attention to what's going on with our stupid phone, but we're not paying attention to our environment. So that will help a great deal. If you pay attention to what's going on in your environment, not only can you help keep yourself more safe, but you might see and observe things that might help you out in the situation that you're in. Let's see. Some other stuff that I want to acknowledge. Well, we've had some big Supreme Court decisions here in America. And they've been pretty controversial. You know, we've had the Supreme Court making a decision on Roe versus Wade, and I don't want to get into a huge political argument with any of you that are watching this. I'm just going to say that all that happened in that decision was that the United States Supreme Court decided to leave it up to the people to decide what they want to do about the very sensitive issue of abortion. I don't support it. I'm a pro-life person. I'm a Christian. I understand some of the people out there that are upset about the decision because they feel like they have lost a little bit of freedom. I don't completely agree with that. It's really up to your state. And how do you influence what your state does? You get involved. You be careful who you vote for. You join groups that align with your thinking. You, the people, that's the situation, that's the setup we have. In America, we have a representative republic. A lot of people like to call it a democracy. It's a representative republic. There are representatives supposed to represent you, who are their constituents, and they represent you at the government. Make your votes and your feelings heard. But things that are sensitive like this issue, I think it should be left up to the people. And it should be left up to the individual states. For those of you that may not know, here in America, we have a 10th Amendment. And the 10th Amendment basically says that whatever the federal Constitution does not cover, it's left up to the states. Whatever's not enumerated, whatever is not specifically stated in the United States Constitution, the states decide. Recently, there was a Supreme Court decision that also was handed down saying that in favor of an athletic coach who wanted to pray after the game, and he's been supported and things like that. So again, I don't want to get political. I just want to say, whether you agree or disagree with some of the political decisions going on, you are the ultimate decider of how your life goes. I want you to know that. You are the ultimate decider, and there is hope. Sometimes we have to go through some bad things, but there is hope. And I'm going to tell you why I think that there is hope. I read the Bible. I don't know if you do. I would urge that you do. I read the Bible nearly every day. And one of my favorite, I'm going to look at it over here, one of my favorite in reading the Bible, favorite chapters, is the 29th chapter of Jeremiah. And a lot of people like to use the famous verse 11 of Jeremiah chapter 29, where God pretty much says, "For I know the thoughts that I have for you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, and to give you a future and a hope." And a lot of people think, oh, well, that means that God's always got good things for me. God does want good things for you, but let me explain. There's a little bit more to it. If you look at Jeremiah 29, basically the Israelites were going into captivity for 70 years, and he told them that. Jeremiah told them that. They're going into captivity for 70 years, and that it wasn't going to be pleasant, and that it was going to be very hard while they're in captivity for those 7 years. And they were told, God said to them to do things like make peace with the people, seek peace in the city, and proclaim the good news of God, and things like that. That's what he asked them to do in enemy hostile territory. Let's see, what else did he say? He said, then you will call upon me, and you'll go and you'll pray to me, and I will listen to you. And he said he was going to visit them. And he says after 70 years are completed in Babylon, he will visit them, and he will basically rescue them. But I thought it was interesting where Jeremiah and through God said, you're going to suffer, but you need to make peace while you're there. We have a lot of violent protests going on right now. I'm going to urge you to be part of the peaceful crowd. If you don't agree with somebody, figure out a way to peacefully talk to them. People are going to notice what you do. They're going to notice how you act. And they're going to think about that. And it may have an effect on somebody else. Please realize that. Maybe here we're going into our 70 years in Babylon. You ever think about that? Hopefully it's not 70 years, but we might be going into our tough time. But there's a reason for it. And there is hope, because at the end of our tough time, and these tough times will end. I'm convinced of that. These tough times are going to end. It's not going to be permanent. And as the old saying goes, is when the times get tough, the tough people, that's when they get going. But be peaceful about it. Try to put positive things into your mind. Maybe not watch the news so much. Talk to positive people. Realize that there is hope at the end of this. And be a product of your environment. Or actually be careful, because you're going to be a product of your environment. That's what I wanted to mention. My old mentor years ago, Tom Hopkins, taught me that you'll become a product of your environment. You probably are going to become whatever it is that you typically focus on and think about a lot. Whatever you tend to concentrate on, and whatever type of things that you expose yourself to, and the company that you keep around you, you'll be a product of the company you keep. So think about that. Social media can be very dangerous. It can also be pretty good. Just be careful, and this is something that I have to concentrate on, is be careful not to get too upset with social media. I've always thought, the internet gives everybody a voice, but it doesn't give everybody a brain. And there are people that will say things on the internet that they will never say to you straight to your face. That's part of the problem with it. You got to learn, try to not expose yourself to that. And I'm going to give you a challenge as I wrap up this video. Every day, I want you to say good, positive things to two people. Just find two people to say something positive to. It will probably have a good effect on them, but the most important thing is it's going to change you. If you force yourself to engage in something positive and something uplifting, and you communicate it to another person 2 times a day, I promise you that it's going to have a better effect on your life. So take that challenge from me. If you like this video, if you like this channel, please subscribe. hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more episodes coming on Real Talk with Bob. Thanks for watching.